In 5, 4. Oh, Kozaburo.
Kozaburo.
Hi, everyone. You like this hat? You like Kozaburo? Are you interested in winning the hat, but not the bear?
Sorry, not the bear. If you would like to win the hat, but not the bear, we can talk about that later. First, we would like to talk to you about our pop-up with Commune and Kozaburo. Commune, obviously, love those guys a lot. Kozaburo, absolutely obsessed with that brand. We're having a pop-up with them April 11th, 12th, and 13th. There will be events sort of throughout that weekend. The 12th is going to be a workshop of how they make these hats, and the 13th is going to be an indigo dyeing lesson. And most importantly, on Friday, April 11th from 6 to 8 p.m., there will be a party for the opening night hosted by us with a DJ set by Anna Pura. Please come hang out. We would love to see you there. You can stop by pretty much the entire time and shop Wave of Sand or Kozaburo or Phantom Ranch, which is the 3 branches of Kozaburo. You can also talk to anyone and get one of these hats custom made. If you bring your own hats, they will just sort of like do the cutting up for you and then give you the 2 or the 3 hats that you make out of those combinations. It's cool. Come do that. Come hang out. And then also, if you would like to just win this Bocabola Phantom Ranch hat, Coca-Bola,
It just says
Cobbla. It says Cobbla.
Yeah. If you'd like to win the Cobbla hat, head over to herohero.co/POK. They got my boy Rilakuma. Head over to herohero.co/POK. All subscribers are automatically entered to win one of the Kozaburo hats, the Kozaburo hat. It's as easy as going over and signing up one more time at herohero.co/POK. Here is the episode. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Pair of Kings podcast. On this episode, we talk about fashion advertising, some of the musical chairs going on currently with creative directors, and Johnny Depp stroking his shit in the middle of the Bonneville Salt Flats to sell perfume.
Surrounded by coyotes.
Yeah, surrounded by a lot of coyotes. Not in a yiffing way, more of just like those are the actual coyotes.
Yiffing?
Yeah.
I think that might be the first time yiffing has ever been said on this podcast.
It's the third, actually. Thank you so much. Here is the theme song.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk? I'ma get you drunk, get you love drunk off my house, 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 my lovely little mouse. Check it out.
Welcome back, everybody, to this episode of the Pair of Kings podcast. I'm your host, Saul Thompson. You can find me on Instagram at Saul Thompson. I'm joined
this week
God damn
by
it.
my wonderful co-host. Me now?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Sorry. I don't remember how to do this. It's been 3 whole days. I am Michael Smith, and you can find me on Instagram at Saul Thompson. We share an account. Mm-hmm. If he ever says something really funny, it's me. If he says something offensive, it's him.
I think I said something offensive today. I called the new Playboi Carti album "I'm Music" bad. And I shamed everybody sharing it to their stories. People were not happy with me. I got a lot of DMs. I lost like 20 followers in about 2 hours.
The Playboi Carti shit get real, get serious.
Couple DMs saying like gay ass opinion.
Ass opinion.
I didn't know it was that serious.
It is that serious, unfortunately. Yeah.
That album sucks.
I'm very surprised by the amount of people that I did not expect to be big Playboi Carti fans that are like, oh my God, he finally dropped it.
Do you think it's the anticipation that drove the, oh my God, this is great, or the actual quality of the music?
It couldn't be the quality of the music, could it? That just doesn't make sense.
Before we get too deep into everything, we have a couple things to chat about. First of all, it is a boys episode. We are doing a giveaway. We are going to line this up with the event we are doing over at Commune. We are doing a pop-up on April 13th, I believe.
It's 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Yeah. We are going to be doing a in-person pop-up activation at Commune. Kozaburo and his team, including the wonderful Taku, are going to be there making hats. And we, I guess in support or in collaboration, are going to be giving away a hat to one of our Hero subscribers. If you would like to be entered automatically into that drawing, go to herohero.co/POK. There will be more information on the pop-up that we will post to the story and communicate on our Instagram page.
You should definitely come hang out. you bring your own hats, and they will talk you through making them into one of those stapled together Phantom Ranch hats, and then you can sort of like plan out what you want your hat to look like, and they will do it for you.
Let's be very clear as well. Do not bring any hats. There are specific hats that you can bring that they will be able to combine. I don't think you can just bring any hat.
I think they're game for some fun stuff.
I think the 3 hats have to align, though.
Oh yeah. It has to be 3 hats that match up, obviously, but I think you could probably bring something weird and they would figure it out. Like I think they do like a bucket hat or like
Cool.
I want to see this. I want to see the Stetson.
That'd be crazy. That
would be super cool.
That would be really cool. They're incredibly talented. We're very excited to be involved, to be promoting it. We hope to see all of you there. herohero.co/PoK for that giveaway. Michael.
Yes.
Can I get
Solomon,
a fit check?
Yes. So coincidentally, I am wearing Kozaburo pants today. The ones that make Saul sad. They are the longer version of the 3D boot cut. They are in a black sashiko, which black on black sashiko kind of just ends up looking bumpy. But they're really cool. It's my first day actually wearing them. I'm wearing a tank top from Front General Store, a Tory leather pelican belt, and a denim jacket from Joseph Kiefer, a friend of the pod.
Can I ask a potentially stupid question?
Absolutely.
Is the leather called Tory leather, or is the brand called
The
Tory?
brand is called Tory, and they make stuff out of leather.
Okay.
They use English bridle leather.
Like someone's wife?
Bridle also refers to...
The thing that goes in a horse's mouth.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot you went to Yale. You know about horses, don't you?
We had to take the class freshman year.
That's a joke.
Yes. What?
What? That's a joke?
Equestrian studies.
You're joking.
No.
You didn't have to take equestrian studies to go to Yale.
There's distribution requirements. You have to learn a language to fluency. So I did French. You have to do the classics. So you have to take, I think, 2 levels of either English or philosophy, which you cover books. You have to take ES. You have to take 7
You have to take ES, equestrian science
studies.
studies.
I don't know if you would have to take like kinesiology or something instead. There's a way to get out of it with the science thing. And then you have to take 2 math classes, 2 science classes.
It's mandatory that every freshman at Yale takes a horse class.
You don't have to take it as a freshman. You just have to take it by the time you graduate.
I'm starting to think
You've heard about the pirate degree, right? At MIT?
What's the pirate degree?
I think there's, again, distributional requirements or PE requirements, like physical education. And if you take fencing, marksmanship, swimming, and there's one for boats, they give you a degree as a pirate.
Really?
Yeah, dead serious.
What do you mean as a pirate?
You get like an honorary pirate degree.
Because you took all
university.
the pirate-related classes?
Yeah.
That's cool as hell. I would do that.
Right?
I don't know about the horse shit, though.
Yeah. I was feeling a little hoarse today.
Oh, don't mind him. He's only a little horse.
Yeah. How hungry?
I know a little German.
I'm wearing
He's right over there.
a Zionist and a pedophile walk into a bar. Bartender says, "Hey, Jerry Seinfeld." I'm wearing Devoa Superstruck jeans and a 13.5 ounce Zimbabwe cotton. I'm wearing the shirt that I slept in this morning as I've been in a depressive spiral and haven't changed. I did shower though, and then I'm wearing
Did you showered and you put the shirt back on?
Oh,
Or you
yeah.
showered in the shirt?
Oh yeah, showered last night, put the shirt on, woke up, took shirt off, showered, put shirt on, did work today. Before you came over, showered, put shirt back on. Took shirt off before shower. showered, put shirt back on.
3 showers?
One was yesterday.
In 24 hours, 3 showers?
Yeah.
In a depressive spiral.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I'm incredibly high functioning even when I'm depressed.
But I don't know if I've taken 3 showers in 24 hours that I can remember, not recently.
Really?
Yeah, 2, easy. But do you shower every morning and every night?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't like getting into my bed if I'm dirty.
Yes.
And then if I wake up, I have a wool blanket on my bed, so sometimes I wake up sweaty.
You ever thought about taking the wool blanket off?
I mean, depressive spiral. You think I'm going to do work around the house?
But you'll shower.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. This is not interesting podcast conversation, but I would like to note that I'm confused.
Sure. And then I'm wearing a Saigon Banh Mi hat that some friends found for me in Bed-Stuy.
Happy National Banh Mi Day.
Happy National Banh Mi Day.
Wait, Saigon Banh Mi isn't...
Banh Mi Saigon?
Yeah.
It's the one on, not on Elizabeth. It's on Mott Street.
Yeah, but how'd they find it in Bed-Stuy?
I don't know. Just sitting on a stoop. They're just like, do you want
Wait,
this?
they found this on a stoop?
Yeah.
Is this like an employee hat?
Yeah.
Did you wash it?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
In
And
the
I put it in
shower?
the microwave.
Or you...
I was afraid of bed bugs, and I figured 15 seconds in the microwave would kill them.
You put it in the microwave.
Yeah.
You got some employees like fish sauce stained hat
Yeah.
with
Well, no,
with
it's
the
not.
bed bugs.
I treated it, but yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of bold to wear on your head, but
It's been microwaved.
yeah. Every now and then I'll see something on the side of the street and I'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool, but then I'm like clothing wise. Saw a pair of Supreme jeans on the side of the street once.
Really?
I was like, that would be so funny if I owned those.
There's a dude, I'm not going to dox you, but there's a dude who's sometimes on your street selling clothes out of the trunk of his car. And they're like, how do I describe it? It's like you took the world's ugliest flash tattoo, scaled it up by like 400 times. So they're pretty big, and then put them over the ass of fake True Religion jeans.
So sick.
I was looking for ones in your size. He only had women's sizes of the flash tattoo True Religion
I fit
jeans.
women's sizes.
It was like a women's like 26. Like I'd say this was like girl jean.
Girl jean.
Not woman jean, girl jean. I'll keep an eye out next time I'm over there.
Thank you. I don't even know if I know this guy.
He's outside of the barbershop near your place. This isn't, I mean, there's a million barbershops. Yeah. I've seen him twice.
How dare you tell them I live near a barber shop? You'll regret this. Saul lives above a bodega, by the way. So now you can go find him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I did full fit check. Wait, so you've never found clothes on the street? You've never like come across a cool piece of clothing in the wild?
Supreme jeans that I didn't pick up.
Okay.
I bought fake dunks off a guy near my apartment.
It was like $60, right?
Yeah, he wanted a lot more. I think I paid him $80 in the end.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you do with those dunks?
They're just on my shoe shelf. They've been on my shoe shelf.
Did you use the soles for a swap?
No.
Oh,
because they're the bad old style soles.
Okay. What size are those dunks?
Allegedly 42, but they fit like a 41, I think.
Damn. I want to wear fake dunks and just cook the shit out of them.
They might fit you. I don't know. But I bought them just because it's funny to own them.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's super funny. It's hilarious.
You support
I laugh every
fake clothing?
No, but I do support the I think homeless guy in my neighborhood selling clothes on the side of the street.
Yeah, sure.
So,
I wonder how he came across dunks. That's super cool.
They were like used.
Still.
And like I don't know how.
Did you microwave them?
No.
Oh.
They've got zippers.
Oh. I was at a house party.
I did air fry them.
Nice. I was at a house party last year, and I was invited because it was my friend's birthday, my friend Lindsay's birthday, and she was having her party because her apartment is very small at a house out in, oh God, I want to say Williamsburg, that has, I think, 6 people in it, and one of those people includes my ex-girlfriend. And while I was at the house party,
Was she your ex at the time?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. While we were at the party itself was up on the roof, or on the roof deck of the apartment. The apartment itself is crazy. It's this like weird, kind of like mid-century modern, like spiral staircase. There's like a loft with 3 bedrooms, like a catwalk.
Cool.
Then there's a living room, 2-bedroom, and then like a shower, but not a bathroom connected to the shower. And then you go down and there's 2 more bedrooms and then the kitchen. It's a very weird layout, but
6 people. How many bathrooms?
7 people.
7
Sorry.
people? Just one bathroom?
No. There's more bathrooms. I just didn't see all of them. But the shower is like in the living room, sort of.
Like you step out of the shower and you're in the living room?
So there's like a circle that has like the glass block tiling that's opaque, and you can sort of like see through it into the shower.
In the living room.
In the living room. You could see like a silhouette. And then there's like a standing area with like a shelf what would you call it? Like a built out.
Do people use the living room shower?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
I would have asked immediately.
I wouldn't have asked my ex-girlfriend.
I would have asked if I could use it.
So the bathroom that we all went to was on the bottom floor.
Why'd
with
you
the
all
kitchen.
go to the bathroom?
It was me and one friend.
What'd you doing?
We piss together all the time.
Just
you getting
asking.
jealous?
Just checking. Just checking. Just checking you're being responsible.
So went
Checking I don't have to
downstairs,
call
used the
your mother.
bathroom, and then we bumped into two friends who were in the kitchen, which was right outside of the bathroom, and got into a conversation. And I'd had a couple of drinks. It was a birthday party. And so while I was in this kitchen, I moved all of their knives onto the highest shelf I could find, put a bunch of forks into the microwave,
Yep.
hid the salt and pepper, I think hid their olive oil, and then hid their cast iron pan, and then I left. Somebody saw me put the forks and spoons, it was also spoons, into the microwave, and I think they took them out as they were like, you shouldn't do that. And I was like, well, she tried to cheat. So it all balances out. I don't really know where I was going with this story.
Neither do I.
Yeah, but I don't know. Fork in the microwave, I think, is always fun party bit.
I think you should be allowed to just fork away.
Yeah.
I think you should be allowed to microwave forks a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, no one's gonna because no one's gonna just run the microwave.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna
They're
open it and
gonna
see
open it.
30 forks in the microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So should be fine.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
Sure. Anyway, so
it always slightly confuses me that the inside of microwaves is made of metal,
yeah,
but doesn't do that.
sure.
That's all I got.
You ever put a grape in the microwave?
Yeah, they do weird shit,
You
right?
make big fireball.
Big fireball.
Yeah.
This is a fashion podcast.
Yeah, it is. So Jonathan Anderson is leaving Loewe. I would say that they were beating a dead horse, but more like kicking a dead dog. What do you think of his run there, Michael?
It's good. Personally, I don't know how much difference I can tell between, like, is there a big difference between Loewe and J.W. Anderson stuff?
Not in particular. I think Loewe, he has access to a lot more than he would at his namesake label.
I think I kind of mix them up sometimes, which is, I don't know.
I don't love J.W. Anderson. It's a little too like little boy nautical sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of nautical ever, and I think nautical also entails a lot of Navy, and I just can't do that.
Wait, I'm really curious. You don't like nautical themes at all?
Not really.
Interesting. Why?
Nautical's like a side of preppy that I think I left behind when my Tumblr self-deleted.
Okay. Hold on. So he was at Loewe since 2013. I wanted to check that. So he did one of my favorite collections.
Really?
Yeah. There was a collection called Loewe Street Journal, which was, I think, in fall winter of 2017. Dating myself here. That was 8 years ago now. Jesus Christ. But they did this really cool. I didn't think all the clothes were good. It was sort of modeled, I think, after some of the French Revolutionary posters, where it looked like a lot of the things were hand drawn and hand printed, or block printed or screen printed, in that style of Atelier Populaire. But they made a lot of really cool shearling jackets with that motif on them. And there's this one patchwork shearling jacket. I don't know if Yannick can find it, but if you can, throw it up. And I was obsessed with it for like 3-4 years, and I just stopped looking at a certain point because it never popped up. I think it was like the one that they made for the campaign that they shot. But as I remember it, the campaign is a lot of these like grimy old style photographs of like people getting out of train cars and like walking around subway stations. But I think that was one of the first like photo campaigns, Loewe Street Journal, that I saw and really stuck in my brain as like a campaign that I was paying attention to, not just clothes coming out.
I don't remember paying that much attention to Loewe until kind of embarrassingly recently, I feel like.
Okay, say more.
Like, I don't really recall thinking about Loewe until like maybe 5 years ago.
5 years is a long time.
Is it? I don't know.
It's half a decade.
Maybe less time, but I just like the name Loewe didn't really appear on my radar. I did not realize in any capacity that J.W. Anderson had been there for a decade.
The thing that I think really set them off is there was that sort of phase where like both Jacquemus and Loewe got really popular in, I want to say 2021 or 2022. This is again like for
Jacquemus,
men's fashion.
Jacquemus was just big hat, right? Like that
Big
was
hat, a lot of like tonal clothing.
Yeah.
I wore Jacquemus back in the day. A lot of
Did you?
Yeah. Like summery shirts. It's like shit you wear to the beach in like try hard European vacation.
Cool.
Yeah. But they both I think really got popular at that time. Loewe had two bags that really got popular, and I can't speak to the bags, but one of them was a straw bag with a leather patch with the logo. The other one was more of a day bag. I don't know the name of either. I'm so sorry. Yannick, if you could just do your best approximation of two bags above me. Thanks so much. But I think one of the things that Loewe really did well was doing high fashion advertising for their clothing that was a little bit campy, a little bit silly, but still really good and still felt like they were pushing a quality luxury product. And again, one of the ads that stuck in my mind, I think was last year, it might've been 2023, but it was the Spelling Bee campaign with Aubrey Plaza and Dan, who's Schitt's Creek guy, Dan.
Yeah. The fancy boy from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, what's his name?
I don't know his name. He's always got Ramones on
Really?
in Schitt's Creek,
Yeah.
but in like an ugly way.
He's got a lot of Givenchy in that show.
Yeah, it's like
Dan Levy.
Levy. It's like Givenchy sweaters and Ramones.
I love that. Yeah, a lot of his. Sorry, I pulled open his thing. He's got like a Saint Laurent or Chanel or not Celine. Those are the SL 017s.
Or the glasses.
Cloud goggles?
Those are the cloud goggles. Yeah.
Whoever was the stylist on that show did a great job.
Yeah, they did a great job of making like a kind of annoying fashion guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that Spelling Bee ad, Yannick, again,
this.
sorry to make a lot of work for you.
Yannick,
could you
could
throw
you-
in like 2 seconds of that?
Speller number 1. Your word is Loewe.
Sorry, what?
Whoa, wasn't that cool? But
Yannick, could you do your best hand drawing of what happens in the episode? Could you in the ad? Could you draw Aubrey Plaza for me, right there? You think you did it?
No.
No.
But I think that I'd love to talk about that because one of the problems that I find with high fashion or luxury advertising is they get stuck into one of two camps, which is trying to appeal to everybody through like influencer marketing or seeding products, sort of in that like Prada, just make some sort of kitschy thing with your logo, send it out to everybody, or trying to make it too like old style, very high fashion. There's going to be a photo campaign. It's going to be shot by like, I don't know, Annie Leibovitz, something like that, someone like that, on a mountain somewhere, and Marco's going to be working on it. But it's one of two camps, and there's something really fun about a high fashion campaign that doesn't take itself too seriously, but still treats the clothing and sort of like the gravitas, if you will, of the house with respect.
I feel like, I mean, that was like a video also.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How many like brands are doing full-on video campaigns these days?
Not many. So I'll talk about Prada as another example. But really quickly, there was one of the reasons why I was thinking about this so much is there was a video doing the rounds of 2022. Vogue made a Macarena campaign with Bad Bunny.
Like
Exactly. Yannick, can you throw 2 seconds of that in? Thank you so much.
Yannick, could you do a drawing of Bad Bunny doing the Macarena for me, please?
No, so Vogue got a lot of the like up and coming and popular models blowing up in 2022, and then had Bad Bunny doing the vocals, and they were all dancing. It was fun, right?
What was it? It was advertising Vogue as a whole.
I think it might have been like the Vogue runway app that they were launching or something.
Interesting.
But again, like fun, sort of like risky in terms of conventional fashion marketing, in that you're not just coming out and saying like, we have a product, ooh, put it on your story. Like, you know, it's sort of out there. And then there was this huge, you know, people rediscovered it. People were sharing it on Instagram and saying, we love this. Where did this go? So it got me thinking, who else has done that? And that Loewe Spelling Bee campaign really did that. It was sort of fun, kind of quirky, a little bit irreverent. And I haven't seen anything like that. But the example that I want to use as sort of the counter thing was in 2024, after their runway show, Prada put out some teaser videos using the runway show as the advertisement for the campaign, and it didn't work as well. And the only reason why I remember that campaign is they use a very classic, incredible house music song from the Lost Tapes Volume 1 by Miss Kitten the Hacker called Leather Forever. And I was thinking about it the other day. I can't find the ad. Yannick, if you could do your best drawing of Miss Kitten the Hacker and Prada, that'd be great. But it stuck with me. Like when you find a good ad, whether for the music or for the presentation or for the clothing, it sticks with you. And I think that's what, the power of advertising is. But I think that high fashion has really lost its ability to gamble in that way.
I'm a bit of a cynic. I feel like advertisements don't work that well. There's maybe a good chance that so if you can pull off something like the Loewe spelling bee, it will probably work as an advertisement, but not only because it's like present on social media still.
I would say that campaign was not aligned to sell clothes in that way of
no, it was a
awareness campaign.
It's a branding campaign, which is just to raise the association of Loewe with other shit in your mind.
There was another ad for a high fashion house. It's a close-up of a lot of models' mouths, and they're saying the name of the brand because it's hard to pronounce. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, but what was the brand?
We're going to take a second, Yannick. You're going to have to cut this. Yannick, can you do your drawing of you cutting the dead hair out of the podcast? Oh, interesting. So I just looked it up. It is Prada. It is called the Epiphany campaign, directed by David O. Russell. And Mia Goth is in it.
Really?
Interesting.
Just her mouth?
Yeah, apparently. Yannick, can you throw in 2 seconds of Mia Goth? But not of that campaign. Her speaking in Simlish on the red carpet, where she's speaking Portuguese, but it just sounds like a made up language.
She speaks Portuguese?
Yeah, I think so.
She's
super cool.
In that high pitched voice?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
In her weird Victorian era child voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's so cool.
Yeah. She looks like she should have died of the plague. She looks like she was not meant to be born in the 90s. She was meant to be born in the 1800s and die of the plague.
Do you think she was the first choice for the casting of Nosferatu, the female lead? I'm blanking on the name.
Who was
Lily Rose Depp. It's not as good of an actress as Mia Goth, especially with horror.
Oh, absolutely not. I think Mia Goth would have probably been a good choice, except that she's probably done too many movies similar to that.
Okay, fair enough.
I feel like it's probably Lily Rose Depp is a hot topic fresh off that really weird The Weeknd show.
Yep.
And so that's a big draw. And then Mia Goth, they're probably are we going to do another
Victorian horror movie?
Yeah. Cure for Wellness and what else is she's I feel like she's just always playing that
Pearl
kind of
X.
Pearl X, yeah. I just watched X this morning. Makes me want to speak in a southern accent. We
could do that bit. I want to finish the conversation about
I'm not going to. I just want to.
Can you do a southern accent?
Yeah. No. I can.
Could you do it for us now?
No, not for you.
Why?
That's for
What about all our listeners?
That's for private. That's for a home.
Okay.
It's for Fiona's ears only.
Anyway, I'm not upset about that.
Can you do a southern accent?
I can do a southern accent.
Okay.
I could slip into it pretty easily.
Yeah, do it.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but when I think about fashion advertising, it's one of those interesting things where you have to make the brand aspirational, but also not exclusionary.
What do you mean by exclusionary?
Oh, Michael. Jesus Christ. I don't think that you can make it unattainable. And I think one of the big failures of modern fashion advertising, when you think of a Dior Sauvage ad, is you just get Johnny Depp stroking his dick in a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
That's not...
It
does work. It must work.
Fucking work because people buy perfume and
the most Armenian man you've ever met wearing half a bottle of Dior Sauvage.
Watching Johnny Depp play guitar with a bunch of coyotes watching him, and he's like, that could be me. I just need half a bottle of that per day.
You smell him before you see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
wearing
I know,
a really tight white sateen shirt with like 2 buttons unbuttoned, gold chain, sex core pants, and like wingtips for some reason.
me going to the club, by the way.
And half a bottle of Dior
And
Sauvage.
half a bottle of Dior Sauvage.
Yep.
I've never smelled that. Does it just smell like regular dad cologne?
I promise you, if you smell it, you'll be like, "Oh, it's that."
Yeah.
Did I ever tell the the Tuscan leather story?
Yeah, I think you have.
Okay, yeah.
The Saul vomits every time he smells Tuscan leather now. I know that perfume advertisements must pay off in some way.
There was one with Dua Lipa. I went out and bought 15 bottles of YSL, whatever. It worked.
I know that's not true. I know that you would.
Are you calling me broke or not dedicated to Dua Lipa?
Broke. I know that if you were more gainfully employed, you would have absolutely gone and bought out your entire local perfume store. So it's crazy to me that is the vibe of every single perfume commercial. Is just like you can tell a perfume. They don't show you the bottle until the very end, but you can tell it's a perfume commercial from like the first 5 seconds with the like shot of the ocean and the woman like intense.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And I don't know like why that industry has like remained stagnant. Like so many forms of advertising and of fashion outreach and of all of that have evolved with the times and like stopped being what we currently consider corny. Like you can run a fashion advertisement or like a fashion campaign that doesn't feel so bad, and then perfume commercials are just all still stuck in this very, very like 80s 90s feeling like softcore porn vibe. And it's hard for me to figure out like if that even works or if it's just that the perfume's going to sell anyways and they make the ad and they're like, look, we made this ad and our perfume's selling.
I wonder how much of it is working with like a legacy advertising company.
And they're like,
well, I don't think any of the companies produce the fragrances themselves. It's all licensed.
yes.
So I wonder if the licensed companies are contractually obligated to promote it to a certain level. And when you just spend X amount on a perfume campaign, they all just look like that.
But there must be a better way to allocate that budget.
Hey, Jim, get Johnny Depp on the phone. Go to the Bonneville Salt Flats and bring me 2 coyotes. We got an ad to shoot.
Tell him to bring a guitar.
Yeah, get an amp. No, the shitty one. Yeah. No, make his pants tighter. The men need to be confused watching this.
I don't get it. And I know that the ad industry could probably produce something better.
Yeah.
But granted, you know, the type of person who's wearing Dior Sauvage probably looks at that and they're like, fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah. It's cool watching the nature of advertising change with influencer marketing, but I do really think that there is... What's the point I'm trying to make? Okay, to use basketball as an analogy, the game has progressed through use of advanced analytics, and I think when a advertising company is short-sighted enough to only focus on like click-through rate and turnover and interaction and not sort of the overarching like what is the perception of the brand through this entire 1.5 year long campaign.
Well, I think that's what I think, because okay, so advertising brands do that.
Do.
Advertising brands do that where they have separated response and branding style campaigns.
Yes.
So like sometimes you care about actual direct purchases made from the ad, and sometimes you care about this is what like this causes people to think of us when they think about perfume.
Yeah.
And my guess is that pretty much every single perfume, no one is going to watch Johnny Depp stroking his shit in the desert while coyotes watch.
The coyotes are in the cook chair.
No one is going to watch that and then go to Dior.com and order a bottle of, because the way it works in TV advertising is you sort of analyze a 5-minute window of web traffic after the ad runs to see if people directly
that
go.
Quick?
Yes.
Okay.
And no. I mean, there's further extensions, but like if you want to directly tie someone to advertising, you will often see a large spike in web traffic
Wow.
within a 5-minute window.
I was unaware that it was that fast of a conversion.
Well, because I think it's also just like people. It's not even like people want to. It's not like people, while the ad is running, go buy it. It's they see it and they know they won't remember, so they go Google it or they go to the website pretty much immediately.
Okay.
So that they're like, oh, I'll open my phone later and I'll remember this.
That makes sense.
But I don't think with something like a perfume commercial, that is what you are hoping to get. You're
Yeah.
hoping that like somewhere down the line,
Someone walks
some
in like a
suburban
Bloomingdale's.
mom is going to be trying to buy her husband a bottle of perfume because he smells like shit, and she's gonna see like the Dillard's like in-store ad that has the
Yeah.
picture of Johnny Depp, and she's gonna be like,
Okay. That's the one where he strokes his shit in front
that's
of
the
the
one where
coyotes.
he strokes his shit in front of the coyotes.
Yeah.
And then she's like, my husband should stroke his shit in front of coyotes. That's gotta be it.
I
But
watched Baby Girl. I want to fuck a dog.
Sorry, what? I never saw Baby Girl.
Oh, the
Were
guy.
those two separate statements?
No, the guy in Baby Girl I think wants to fuck a dog.
The guy in Baby
The
Girl?
guy Harrison whatever.
Ford?
So in the movie, Nicole Kidman wants to be a sub in a dom sub relationship.
Okay.
The guy wants to fuck a dog.
Okay.
That's the dynamic.
And they complete each other somehow?
Yes, correct.
That does, I feel like they're both in the wrong relationship.
Dude, the worst part of that movie is he works as an intern at Nicole Kidman's company in New York. And she's like, if I fire you, are you going to be okay? He's like, yeah, I have a job bartending at the Nines. And I'm just like, you can't say that. You can't do that.
Why?
Because the Nines suck. Fuck the Nines. I hate that bar. You can't name drop like the shittiest bar in New York.
Is that meant to? Is it intentionally name dropped?
I don't know. I don't know. And that's why it bothers me. It's either written by somebody who thinks that bar is really cool, or it's written by somebody who is like, yeah, this is the intentional pick. And it bothers me that I don't know which one.
And here you are talking about it.
I know.
And here we are talking about Johnny Depp, Dior Sauvage.
Yeah, he's got a lot of mouth time. Didn't like the way that came out.
It's fuck Johnny Depp, by the way.
What? Wasn't he in the?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know the situation. Okay.
I mean, it's a whole thing, but he wasn't suing for in regards to being abused. He was suing so that she would stop saying he was abusing her.
Oh, you're kidding.
There's that's what the lawsuit was.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was.
Fuck
it was
Johnny Depp.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a whole thing that might get me.
Can we
a lot
just
of people
sub in like Lenny Kravitz in one of his ugly ass giant sweaters instead? The lift can't be that difficult, right? The conversion rate.
the Johnny Depp to Lenny Kravitz conversion?
Yeah,
No, it's got to be. They're similar vectors, I would say.
I still remember the Lenny Kravitz dick slip.
Yeah, everyone remembers the Lenny Kravitz.
That was
dick slip.
crazy.
Yeah.
You'd think that would happen more with dudes in like skin tight patent leather pants.
You know they're making a sixth Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
With Johnny Depp?
No, I think he's tentative. They're making potentially a 6th and 7th.
Is Keira Knightley back?
No, I think they finished up that storyline.
No!
That storyline's done.
No! Bring her back. Bring back my Elizabeth Swan.
But she's got a hubby and stuff.
In the movie?
Yeah.
Nah, she's playing. She wants me.
She got 10 years. She got 10 years of free time.
Yeah.
I rewatched those recently.
They're so good.
They're so good.
Yeah.
They hold up surprisingly well. They're
so good.
like kind of shitty action movies,
Correct.
but they feel like a real movie in a way that the Avengers does not.
Is there a post-credit scene
In which Samuel L. Jackson comes and asks the three of them to join the Avengers?
Yeah.
Yes, there is actually. But they never actually met. They just green screened it. So Samuel L. Jackson came and recorded his bit, and then they couldn't schedule all 4 of them being there, so the other 3 are also just sort of like separately green screened
Are
in.
the 3 pirates eating shawarma in this situation?
Why?
That's the end of the Avengers. The post-credit scene, they're eating shawarma.
The Avengers won?
Yeah. Well, no, they win in the movie, correct? But they're eating shawarma in the post credits. You like that one?
No, I didn't like it one bit.
Okay.
Not one bit. Are you drinking my cottage cheese water?
Yes.
Fucking dare you.
Yannick, can you draw me drinking Michael's cottage cheese water?
Yannick, can you draw Johnny Depp jacking off in the desert surrounded by coyotes while there's a storm in the background and
Yannick,
it's all kind of blue tinted?
Over that, can you draw Lenny Kravitz's dick slip, but really focus on the pants themselves and less so the dick?
Super highly detailed patent leather pants and then kind of
Correct.
stick figure everything else.
Make sure he has a really big, weird scarf, too, like a snood.
And then can you draw yourself drawing all of that? Thanks, Yannick.
Thanks,
You're the
Yannick.
best.
Love you, buddy.
Doesn't that look great? So creative director musical chairs
Jesus, yes, I'm
has
with
been
you.
going on for a while.
Yeah.
For this year, there's just been so much turnover. Year 2, but like especially like at an accelerating rate. Someone's going to be left without a chair.
Who gives a fuck? I'm sorry.
No, I'm curious about that because I feel like people keep moving. It seems weird to me because there's all of this shuffling around, and
Ooh. Hold on. Keep talking. I have a curious exercise for us.
and I'm just curious who's going to like end up stuck for a while, or because like it doesn't feel like Donatella's stepping down.
Yes.
Galliano's not stepping down, but I feel like
He's a free agent, I think.
he's a free agent, but I feel like if Galliano didn't get another creative director job, it wouldn't be like the same thing as if de Saint-Sernin did not get another creative director job. Because if de Saint-Sernin in his like 20s doesn't, is he 30, 20?
I guess I can. Well, okay. Can I tell a quick anecdote about Ludovic de Saint-Sernin?
Yeah.
You want some gossip about him?
Yeah, of course.
When he was at Andy, they would send out a lot of free Andy to the people that Ludovic would DM slide.
Yes. Of course. The thing is, so I
think there would be nudes being sent from his official page, which I think is stupid. Just have a burner. And as like a, hey, please don't leak this, they'd give them free which I feel like if you're getting unsolicited dick pics, you should try and get better than free Ludovic and D. You know, like, hey, is there any of
Could you dig into the archive?
Yeah.
Could you get me some of the real shit?
Yeah.
Is Anne around? Could I get some plates?
Yeah.
So the thing is, I think people are less upset about Ludovic de Saint-Sernin doing that than, say, like Gosha.
Why did he get hired at Marc Jacobs? Gosha got hired to be the creative director of Heavn by Marc Jacobs.
That was a joke someone was telling you, and you fell for it immediately. You fell for it. So that was a week ago. Sol and I were in a group chat a week ago, and we were talking about the creative director turnover, and someone said Gosha for Heavn by Marc Jacobs, and I asked immediately, "Is that a joke?" And they said yes.
I didn't see that text.
I can't believe you've held on to that for like a week or two.
I want to talk about it on the podcast. I didn't bring it up again.
That would be insane.
Yeah, I'm stupid, okay?
So the reason that Gosha's clothing is inherently sexless. Like he makes tracksuits.
Yeah.
Like Gosha as a designer doesn't appear horny. And so when he does something stupid like unsolicited nudes or like being creepy to people are like, that's weird. But Ludovic de Saint-Sernin, inherently very horny clothes.
I would say it's different when you're being horny in a 16-year-old's DM.
Was it a 16-year-old?
It was I think, an underage kid.
Well, yeah, that fucking sucks.
Do you think it's like a Curb Your Enthusiasm effect? Where all the guest celebrities that come on the show who play really nice people are assholes and vice versa?
Is that true?
It is true.
Why?
I think it's been something noticed by the fans, but then just anecdotally, like Susie on the show, nicest person. Lin-Manuel Miranda, asshole, played a nice guy in the show. Jerry Seinfeld plays a nice guy in the show, asshole, Zionist, pedophile.
1738.
Yeah.
Maybe, but it's more like, Gosha's probably a bad example in that case, but like, I think no one is that I personally am not that surprised by Ludovic de Saint-Sernin being like just annoyingly horny.
Yeah.
Because it's in his clothes.
Yeah, I mean, he makes like the only clothes Ludovic makes are swimwear for skinny boys and hot girl boho, like Burning Man, but in Berlin clothes for Ketfiend women.
Yes.
Am I on point with that?
Yeah, that's pretty much
Okay.
it.
Cool.
He left
Which way, Western man?
swimsuits, I guess. He left Andy specifically because Anne herself did not want him there, I believe is the rumor. She's quote unquote retired. She doesn't do like
That's so funny.
She
I
has-
hate what he's doing. Get him the fuck out.
yeah, she personally did not like him, and she, despite being like a pottery maker now,
Yeah.
has enough say in what the brand does, which, you know, fair
Yeah.
enough. That's her literal name. That she was like, yeah, get him out of there.
Why is Miuccia Prada still employing Raph Simmons in this case? His shit sucks. Their shit together is even worse.
Yes, well, the fact that their shit together is even worse.
But Miu Miu gets acclaim. Like, people like Miu Miu, and that's just Miuccia.
Right, but the fact that their stuff together is worse means that that Miuccia is in some part okay with it.
Yeah.
The big talk, the big discussion now around J.W. Anderson is, does he go to Dior or Balenciaga?
I don't think he... Well, if Balenciaga's trying to pivot away from
If
the
they're-
types of clothes that they were making with Demna.
Trying to return to like Guesquier.
Yeah, but I don't know. I had a lot of fun with Balenciaga and Demna being there. I thought he was actually really good.
I don't think LVMH is going to give him up, J.W. Anderson.
Yeah.
And thus, I don't think he's going to carry.
Oh, you think they're gonna like stash him
At
at one of?
Dior.
Okay. Who the fuck was at Dior? Because all that shit sucked.
There's that one. Wasn't that one lady?
The one lady with the one thing.
Yeah, with the thing. You know, she made the stuff.
That's bad that we don't know. I guess it's not because she sucked.
And she's gone. This was the one who did the Olympics show.
Oh yeah. Maria Churi.
Yeah.
Yeah, she stunk. She was really bad.
Did she step down or get fired?
I don't care.
Okay.
The
fair enough.
door. I hope the door hits her on the way out for what she did in that show.
The one time.
Yana, can you draw Maria Chiri getting thrown out by her coattails from
Where
headquarters of Dior?
It's sort of like the drunk getting thrown out in a cartoon where they pick her up by her collar and her pants.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little unfortunate that one of the few times they get a woman in charge of a head of a major fashion label. Yeah, it's killing you, isn't it?
Yep.
Not making that joke.
Yep.
You're doing great.
Yep. Thank
You're
you.
staying so strong.
Yep.
We're talking about something serious. It's just interesting. It's unfortunate that the one time they do that.
It's hurting me. I'm not gonna make the joke. No, it is a shame. I'm genuinely really surprised that Martine Rose hasn't gotten a shot at any one of these positions. Genuinely. She's been a part of so many, like, I don't want to say iconic because that's a really loaded word. I also think it's very overused. A lot of very landmark shows and pieces of clothing, and she's like always in the wings of something good.
No, and I agree, and I think people might call me dumb for this, but I think it is in part because she's a woman that she doesn't get taken as seriously. Like that's a big part of like all of these fashion houses recycling the same like 5 white guys.
Yep.
Is like because I think I don't know how well Martine Rose like namesake brand does these days.
Anecdotally, I think it still sells pretty well at Essex.
Okay,
like it's
yeah.
popular with younger kids. I think that's part of the problem. I think you and I have a warped. I'm realizing this now. You and I may have a warped sense of like who would be a good fit because we are generally much younger.
Yeah.
And we are not necessarily the groups with buying power.
Also, does she want to step into one of those labels?
They pay so much.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
It'd be like $3 or $4 million a year she'd be making.
crazy money.
I don't think you say no to something like that.
It's true.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to see her at Balenciaga more than anything, and I feel deeply that it's not going to happen.
I think it depends on the direction they want to take the brand in. whether or not they want to distance themselves or stay Demna aligned.
Yeah.
What if they hire Gurram? The funniest timeline.
This has been a joke that's come up several times, and I mean, I doubt it.
Do you think it's possible for a designer to stay fully independent? Like Rick Owens, right? Who's run his house since what, like 96? Right? Did I get that date right?
96 was like the first runway show. I think 94 is technically when he started.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay. But
It's because last time you got that wrong, you got shocked.
yeah. It really sears it into your brain. What was the first Vogue? 1898?
I don't remember.
Do you think it's possible for somebody to start a brand, if they were to start it now and keep it going, hit some sort of critical acclaim and stay? I'm sure he's been approached, right? I cannot imagine Rick Owens was not approached in the 2010s
To sell his label.
to either sell his label or to take over another label, whether it be
He
like
was in charge
Givenchy.
of. He did design for another label,
Really?
Revillon.
I don't even know them.
It's a like French fur label, and he did like a couple seasons for them as well.
Raph did some leather stuff for 2 years. I think it was like 96 through 98 with Veronique Barinquo at Ruffo Research.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
The I've seen some of those Ruffo Research.
Half of it is super
jackets.
cool. Half of it is so ugly. It's incomprehensible. I mean, it's a leather jacket from the 90s. Like sometimes you're gonna.
It's bound to be kind of shitty with the ones with the like that exact shape of like leather kind of rectangular jacket with the leather buttons as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's a lot of ugly leather, which is such a shame.
Yeah.
It takes so many chemicals to treat something like that, and you make it ugly. That's nuts. Where did I go out that I was just seeing fuck ugly piece of clothing after fuck ugly piece of clothing?
Basically anywhere in New York.
True. I was sitting outside of one of my favorite coffee shops in New York, Bungee Space. The number of like acronym Presto adjacent shoes was crazy.
Yeah.
I think that like Tech Runner is coming back. I think we're gonna see a Hirachi come back.
Hirachi come back?
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Like not an approximation, but literal Hirachis are gonna come back?
I think so, because they're still pretty cheap. Acronym Prestos are now like $130. They were selling for like $800-900 back in 2018.
Y3 Casas.
Oh, I would love that. Get me a girl in full I won't say Alexander Wang, black aloe yoga and some fucking Y3 Casas. Oh my god.
Black aloe, so like yoga pants, like tight clothing.
Cross body bag, Adidas 3-stripe on that bitch. Absolutely. Oh my god. I'd go to that Pilates class.
I think to this day I've still only seen Casas in person maybe 2 times. And they were a huge thing. They were like the big shoe prior to the Rick Adidas collab.
I am really curious because like the health goth was a thing,
Yes.
right? We haven't seen like a Pilates equivalent, which has really popped off, like a fashion archetype Pilates girl. Have we?
No, but I think it's because fashion no longer is contained within itself. And now like Lululemon girls are a like fashion sect to their own. There's like people doing get ready with me Lululemon influencers. I saw some girl doing like she had all of her Lululemon tags and she had like basically a wardrobe that was just that. Nothing but Lululemon.
I love polyester. I love fossil fuels in clothing.
I love racism.
Oh my god, yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. Lululemon started as a
Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Yep.
And the
That's nuts. I completely forgot about that.
yeah, it's crazy. Don't fuck with it. But they she just had like all of her like shirt tags and all of her pants tags and all of her bag whatever fucking Lululemon combination of things she was wearing, and she would just like pull one and wear it. She was just playing like roulette and putting together a random outfit of Lululemon.
That's kind of
stuff.
cool. I mean, like, I fucking hate Lululemon, but just popping tags, yeah, fuck it.
Wait, I have almost all of my Rick tags.
Yeah, just do that.
Should I just do like a random drawing?
I think that, yeah, that video go over very well. You'll
Fuck.
probably be very happy with the performance of that video.
Thanks, Lululemon lady. You gave me an idea. I probably end up looking like shit too.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of your stuff is sort of. I mean, if you pull one of like your weird, like hard to layer things like that, the knot sweater, it'll just get like uncomfortable. But you might as well try. Yannick, can you draw? Can you draw what you think my fursuit would look like?
Yannick, could you actually draw both of our personas, please?
Yes, thank you so much, Yannick.
I have an unfortunate, upsetting thing to say.
You know what's even funnier?
What?
We have Nico. We can text Nico for all
No,
these
no,
drawings.
no.
Yannick has to do them.
No, it's Yannick.
Okay. Sorry. What's really sad?
Well, I have the sad thing that I have to confess
Yeah, let's hear it.
is that I think I'm starting to soften my opinion of Mischief.
When did this change?
It's been happening slowly.
Okay.
The red boots and all that shit still sucks.
Sure.
The bags they have made have been kind of interesting. And the anime girl who does your taxes.
Sure. Tell me about the bags that they've made.
They made the like funny they made one that was just like a big square tote bag and it says like Mischief made in Italy.
Sure.
And then on the bottom it says Texas.
That was ugly.
I kind of think that's funny.
It looks really this is my thing with Mischief, where they make things that are conceptually funny. There's no reason for them to get made, and they get worn one time. They'll
Yeah.
get posted in one photo, and then they go to 2nd Street or the trash.
Where are all of the red boots?
The bottom of people's closets and at 2nd Street.
Have you seen them at 2nd Street?
Yes.
Because I have yet to actually see how much are they asking for them at 2nd Street.
I haven't seen them in like 6 months, but they had them up for like $200-300.
How much were they originally?
I want to say like $190 or something.
They were that cheap?
Yeah, like cheap plastic shitty boots.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That Rose Anvil guy who cuts shoes in half
Yeah.
cut a pair of those in half.
Sure.
I don't know why, because they're just rubber on the inside, and he probably knew that.
Cool.
Just for bait, I guess. But I like the global supply chain telephone bag.
Can you throw a photo? Yana, can you draw that? Thanks so much.
The
Tell me about that one.
So they took a Birkin, I
Okay.
think, and they took it to a rep manufacturer, and they were like, "Hey, can you make reps of this?"
Sure.
And then I think they basically just kept taking it to the same. Like they took the new rep to a different manufacturer and the new
Okay.
rep to a different manufacturer.
Sure.
Maybe at a certain point asked them to combine it with some other stuff.
Okay.
But they basically just like, a rep of a rep of a rep of a rep until it's a unique bag,
Okay.
and it doesn't look terrible.
What is it made of? Leather?
Leather, yeah.
Okay. Is the leather quality nice?
It's all right. I mean, I haven't held it for that long, but I saw it.
Send me a photo. I'm kind of curious. That's a cool approach.
I think and that's like funny. And how's phone?
Ooh. Okay. So I shamefully asked ChatGPT in the background to pull a list of creative directors with 7+ years of experience at a luxury house that are currently free agents on the market.
And
If we're doing musical chairs, I think it'd be good to predict who gets picked up and who doesn't.
oh,
So Phoebe Philo is currently a free agent, but
she's not going anywhere.
restarted
She's
her own brand.
charges way too much money.
Yep.
But I don't think she's going any. I think she's pretty happy there.
She'll be fine. Galliano.
There's a lot of people who want Galliano to keep making to make his own thing.
Does he have the money to put out shows at the level that he did at Margiela?
At Margiela, absolutely not.
Exactly. So I think he will again join a fashion house. I would actually love to see him at Balenciaga. I think that'd be really fun.
He's kind of he's the oldest of them all now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's at Celine? They haven't picked anybody up yet?
Is Celine empty too?
Yeah. Eddie left.
Find a list of who's empty as well.
Okay. Eddie is free.
No, I mean just
Pier Paolo is free. I'm just scrolling down.
Pierre Paolo's free.
Yeah, apparently. Let's see.
The other thing
Yeah,
is
he left Valentino, apparently.
No, he left Valentino because that's where Alessandro is now.
Yeah, I guess he hasn't
But-
been picked up.
I for some reason thought he went somewhere else.
Ricardo Tisci left Givenchy and didn't.
But that was ages ago.
I'm sorry, Burberry. Excuse me.
Okay.
My eyes are sort of glazing. Sarah Burton, who is at McQueen.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why they kept her. Christopher Bailey was at Burberry until 2018, and then was the company's design head. Frida Gianni. She was at Gucci until 2014 and then disappeared.
ChatGPT is doing a bad job here because it's not actually pulling like head designers specifically.
Yeah.
It's just pulling unemployed people in the fashion industry.
Saul Thompson.
Saul Thompson was not at any label until 2025 and still is not.
Jesus.
But I have high hopes for him going to Balenciaga.
You think they'd take my resume?
Yeah, absolutely. You should just apply, bro. Just find out.
Do you think that listing's on LinkedIn or Indeed?
Do you think there's somewhere out there? There is someone out there with like a really bad streetwear brand with like 10,000 followers on Instagram who thinks they might have a chance?
How many? Yeah, absolutely. How many shuttered fashion brands could I say I worked at from like 2015 till now to like fake a resume that would get me in a door?
I think it would be a very tough call to not, because those people who are at those shuttered brands, if they were very large ones, have redispersed amongst the world, and so they could pretty easily like track you down.
Do you think I'm non-discernible enough as a white dude, or I can just be like, you really don't remember me?
I think you also need a portfolio.
Mid-journey, baby.
I don't think it works like that, Saul.
I can tell that there are a lot of like fashion design students getting mad at me for this idea. I'm not undermining the work that you're doing. I just kind of want to see if I can get an interview.
As a designer at Balenciaga, or
Like Supreme or something. Seeing the work they put out, I don't think the bar is very high.
I know someone who was my friend's boss got found out for having a fake PhD.
Sick. That's so cool.
And like let go from his job, but he was there for many years on a fake PhD.
I never had to fake my PhD.
And when I think about it, I applied like my current job.
Yeah.
My resume says that I like went to ASU and have a master's degree and whatever. I don't know if they ever checked.
I've had to submit transcripts, I think, to every job that I've applied for.
I don't remember submitting a transcript to this job.
When I was at Morgan Stanley, I put down somebody as a reference, and that person did not pick up the phone when they called. I got a call every single day being like, your employment will be terminated unless this person calls us back.
Every day for how long?
2.5 weeks.
Why did they not call back?
I don't know.
Did
They were on vacation, I think.
But you knew who it was.
Yes. They
And
were on vacation.
You contacted them and you were like, hey, they're going to kill me?
They were like, hey, sorry, I'm on vacation. I emailed them. And the company was like, that's not enough. They have to call. And I was like, all right, this is fucked. Oh, man,
to my knowledge, don't know if any of my references have ever been called.
Do you see the whole drama with Tosavot?
Yes.
Dude, fucked.
I don't understand it.
So, as I understand it, Tosavot is run by a guy named David.
Yep.
David collaborated with a perfumer or maybe a distributor to produce, I think, a 3-part like perfume story.
Yes.
That perfumer, the day before the collaboration was supposed to come out officially, released it as this is our thing.
Yes.
Scrubbed his name and like opened sales for it as if it was their thing.
Yes.
Without David.
And they were saying something about like David changed some. There's drama back and forth because they were saying like he did something funny with the contracts, and then he's saying the only thing he wanted in the contract was a stipulation that like his work be attributed to him or something. Very difficult. I'm inclined to be on the side of Tosavot only because that's where my personal biases lie.
Yeah.
But he is now also releasing those perfumes under the names Betrayal 1, 2, and 3.
That's so hard. Fuck yeah. Tosavot has released a perfume that I'm going to buy after the episode called, I think, In the Belly of the Beast.
Yes.
Which is, I think, based off of Moby Dick. But
can we read the notes?
Yes. Smells as if you have been swallowed by the titular whale. And I was very excited for that.
Titular whale.
If I didn't know your mother was such a lovely woman, I'd be like, oh, that's a your mom joke. But your mom is so sweet, and I would never say that.
Yannick, could you draw a picture of a whale?
So the poem is today. Okay,
That's mine. No, I want. I don't care about that. Top notes: seawater, mulberry, leather, pomelo, and saffron. That's really nice.
Smells incredible.
Middle notes: wool, costus, elemi resin, pepperwood or Hercules club, copal, cannabis, and immortelle.
Cool.
Base notes: aquatic notes, ambergris, oud, sequoia, lichen? I never know how to pronounce that word. Is it lichen?
Yeah.
Palo Santo, driftwood, flowers, and moss. All
Sounds
of that
amazing.
actually sounds nice. I was
Yeah.
expecting it to be much grosser.
Have you read the notes of the collaboration of, I guess, Betrayal 1, 2, and 3?
Oh yeah, one of them smells like electric chair.
Shark meat.
Shark meat?
Oh yeah. Dude, I am so excited. I want to get it when they come out on ScentSplit. The full bottles I think are like $200-$300.
Yeah, it's fucking expensive.
But hold on. So it's like a 3-part thing.
Are you supposed to wear all 3 at once?
I don't know. Betrayal 1 is amaretto, 2 is wasabi chocolate, and 3 is spinal fluid.
Spinal fluid.
It's so sick. Let me see if I can find the full notes.
Where are the fucking notes, Tosavot?
Yeah, David, that I have a parasocial relationship with. Put your notes on here.
You sent me the notes the other day. I don't know where they were.
Yeah.
Might have been it was on Instagram.
Oh, maybe on the story. Yeah, one of the notes was shark meat, which
And one of them was electric chair.
oh, it's so hard. I want it so bad. Does it smell like shark meat in here? What's up, shark meat? Wait.
Smells like Upshark in here. I don't know anything about fashion anymore.
I was gonna say we need more people proudly making ugly clothes, but then I remembered Bodhi exists.
But you don't like Bodhi.
No,
You want people to be proudly making ugly clothes.
Correct.
In a way that you like.
Yes, that is what I want.
Who is doing that? Who has done that? Who will be
Like
doing
Riccardo Tisci at Givenchy.
that?
I objectively, some of that shit is fuck ugly. I kind of love it.
Yeah, I mean, what's ugly?
Like the t-shirt that looks like the guy wearing a lot of Dior Sauvage would be wearing, like the embroidered stars around the neck on like a weirdly cut black t-shirt.
They put that on that dude in Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
You think just like Schitt's Creek style clothing?
Yes.
Okay. Who else is making ugly clothes in a good way?
Honestly, like ERD.
You don't like ERD either.
I kind of fuck with some of the stuff. I don't know. I don't know if it's I watched the runway show. I watched the recent runway show and I was like, actually, like I don't love everything I see. Ow. I don't think that I'm as deep into it as to think about spending $800 on a shirt. Fuck no, I never do that.
Never.
But I'm like, yeah, I guess I can appreciate it. We had this conversation with Ella on the podcast. I'm grabbing your leg for this. We had this conversation with Ella. I think if you're going to do a runway show, show me something that I will at least talk about, whether it be fuck ugly or really good, and have it be like a presentation. We went to, again, we've talked about it on the podcast, Kuchilele Shaheen show, really cool, live music, elevated runway catwalk, great, set up beautifully. Lindsay Solomon and team, applause to you guys. I've been to runway shows that have been completely forgettable. I'm not knocking the designers. I know the amount of effort. The models are obviously, that is a job. I'm not knocking it, but like you have to do something to stick out. And if you're going to spend the time, the money, the manpower, the fuel, literally, the electricity to put all of this on, make it distinct. I don't love all of the stuff from the ERD show, not the last runway show, but the one before that. I think about some of those looks and I think about the presentation.
Does ERD really make ugly clothes? Because I picture they just make kind of regular clothes. But sometimes big and always expensive.
I'm thinking about them kind of in the context of the people that wear them, where I see the outfit, I'm like, you look stupid.
I don't know if I've ever seen anyone wearing ERD.
I've seen a lot of the kids in the shirts doing like the I Love Music fit outside of like Essex and stuff.
What's the I Love Music fit?
White thermal, oversized t-shirt, baggy jeans.
Why is that the I Love Music fit?
It just like in 2013, a guy who like loves music wore that outfit a lot.
The thermal with the graphic tee over it and the beanie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
That's a vibe for sure.
Mm-hmm. I like it. It's a cool vibe.
And those are ERD t-shirts sometimes?
Sometimes. So there's this string of thrift stores in New York called Housing Works. And
Housing Works.
I sure hope it does. But they are having their, I think, best of spring event where they hold a lot of stuff back for like 3-4 weeks. And then we'll put it out all at one time to like ring in spring, bring people into the store. Housing Works is sort of notorious for, like, if you show up on a Thursday morning, 1 in every 10 times there'll just like be a Prada bag there for $20. Or like they know what it is. But yeah, like you could find Rick there and they don't really know what Rick is. You could find like Geth jeans there for $30 still.
Really?
Yeah.
How often?
Multiple people have told me that they found really good like designer label stuff there.
Without the designer markup?
Without the designer markup. And again, like I'm sure somebody's accidentally been sold a fake, but like the cool thing about Housing Works is they're discerning enough to know if something is good or like desirable, but they're not discerning enough to be like, let's look up Rick Owens and like charge whatever this is. It's still very much like a thrift store.
Cool.
And not like a designer vintage curated.
Where do they source this stuff?
People bring it in from New York.
Just donations?
Yeah, there's one on 96th and Broadway. It's near me in the Upper West. And I'm very excited. I assume the Upper West Side location is going to have some really good stuff.
If you see any Rick, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't see me in those size 29 jeans. I'm going to look like two Hollis. Like an overstuffed two Hollis.
Can't wait to look like two Hollis.
Michael's going to follow me around with Ozempic blow darts until I fit in the size 29 Rick women's jeans.
Ozempic blow darts.
Streets are saying that's what they're doing to two Hollis. Keep them in those Dior Navigate jeans.
They hitting two Hollis with the Ozempic darts.
Oh, him and Ariana Grande. Going Zempi for Zempi. Zep-bound for Zep-bound.
You going Zemp for Zemp?
It is such a shame.
Which part? Two Hollis?
No, the proliferation of Ozempic in New York City.
Yeah.
You go out to eat sometimes, especially with fashion people. People don't eat. I think is worse, or what I think is worse, is going out and being with a group of people that does ketamine. I don't do ketamine. I think it's gross just in general. But the thing that really turns me off are the guys who are like, yeah, dude, like I love ket. It just like makes everything better and I can act super normal. Flash forward to like 10 minutes later, they've like bumped 3 or 4 times and they're there just like, huh? Yeah. Just like completely unaware, bleary-eyed. You ask them a question, you like see the Windows screen reboot and then come back on. And like the annoying thing is I don't think it's a good party drug. Like you go out to dance and there's people on Ozempic and they're doing like the try not to die. I'm sorry. There are people there on ketamine and they're just doing like the try not to die shuffle.
What's the try not to die shuffle?
You know what I'm talking about. It's the equivalent of like it's sort of like a swaying off beat. Maybe with a little like 2-step also off beat.
Tight.
And like a head bobbing to the beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really dislike, like, again, if you're going to go out and you're going to do a drug in a bathroom, why are you doing the one that makes you a zombie, but then also insists that you're fine? It's a really annoying interaction that I have to have.
Just don't hang out with those people.
You go to any club in New York City, you just bump into them.
Yeah, that's fair
Like
enough.
you step off the dance floor to get water and there's a guy there who like isn't moving. Like, hey, do you want a cup of water? And he's like, huh? No. Do you know where my friends are? I'm like, I just met you. Like, no, I don't.
I think
know
you
where your
gotta
friends are.
you gotta stop. You gotta start being meaner.
Why?
You're just too nice. You shouldn't have offered that guy water in that hypothetical.
I don't know. If you see somebody get like crowd killed at a hardcore show, you're gonna kick him in the head.
Yeah.
Damn.
If I see a guy getting crowd killed at a hardcore show, it's first person.
That size 8.5 creeper boot to the temple, bitch. Take that shit.
I can still spin kick in my skinny jeans.
These Creech cargo's got enough of a drop crotch to get my foot elevated to your neck, punk.
You think I'd wear Creech cargos? It's the worst thing you've ever said to me.
Oh, sorry. Is that really that bad?
No, they're fine.
Okay. What are the worst? Pushers?
No, pushers are cool. I like pushers. Rick pusher pants are cool, but they are the default uniform of everyone who wears reps. now.
Yes.
They're like it's like that and some Hex Ramones.
That's Second Street core.
yes.
I think that's the worst way of dressing. Also, okay.
For the record, if I owned Pusher Pants, I would wear them.
You heard it here now. The fashion guy Panda Dunk from like 2022 equivalent now is square acetate sunglasses, headscarf, hoodie, and like some weird baggy pants or like fake Rick pushers. I've seen so many of these kids just come across Instagram or like whenever I get a comment being like, you look gay, it's that kid.
The headscarf thing, did that come from Rocky?
Yeah, I think so.
Always a bad sign.
I think it's a little bit more of a West Coast thing, but you saw it on like balding 30-year-olds in New York. You know that old ad for the New Balance worn by models in London and dads in Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah, worn by balding 30-year-olds and also UCLA students. Yeah, like ASAP Rocky had the tangential effect on the same group of people. They just live on opposite coasts and are 12 years apart in age. But mark these words. I'm calling it now. Right, Yannick, right? Yannick, draw me making this prediction, right? The headscarf square acetate sunglasses is the Panda Dunk of 2025. We're going to see that a lot this summer.
It's the Panda Dunk because I think you have to do shoe for shoe here.
I have to pick a shoe.
Well, so the thing is, you can't be like because those people wearing the scarf.
Well, no, because the Panda Dunk was the Supreme Box logo. Does this make sense? It's like the streetwear item or combo that gets so oversaturated that everybody has it, and then it stops being like the cool guy thing that a couple of guys were doing, and the thing that every guy does because it's cheap, accessible, and looks good.
I don't know. It just feels weird because the guy wearing the headscarf could also be wearing a box logo and Panda Dunks.
That's the thing. It's all they all work together.
But it's not. It can't be the same thing then.
How would I describe it? New sets are getting released into the armor set. Let me put that in dork terms for you.
I don't speak dork. That's all you, baby. You're helping yourself out there. Could you do it in Rick terms?
A new package just got enlisted to get picked up in Death Stranding, but it's on the same. It'll balance on the same stack.
I don't think
I
that
haven't
works.
played the game.
Guy who's never played Death Stranding voice. I had a thing to say about that.
You say condescendingly.
You just really got after about the 4th hour. It really picks up.
After the 45th hour, the game is really fucking sick. You just have to get all through the Norman Reedus of it all.
I think I played it for. I beat it. I played it maybe 45 hours.
You beat it to that
I
game?
beat it for 45 hours. There were coyotes watching, and that's the episode.
If you'd like to be automatically entered into our giveaway of a Kozaburo split staple hat, I forget what the exact wording is, for Phantom Ranch, head over to herohero.co/PoK or show up to our in-person event at Commune on April 12th. We will be there with the Kozaburo team, obviously the Commune team. Michael will be in Arizona, so it's just me, unfortunately. If you're coming for the Rick guy, you don't got him. Maybe I'll get like a curly wig and do like a
Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah.
Get some clear circular glasses. But don't forget to head over to herohero.co/PoK to automatically be entered into that giveaway. If you win, we will contact you the Monday after this episode airs for the public. So the Monday after the Tuesday of this release, pick a winner and we will send it out. If that giveaway occurs after April 15th, I will not be around. And if we do not immediately contact you, Michael will be in charge of that to get it sent out. It will be coming your way, but I'm usually the one that facilitates the giveaways and does all of that. So I will talk to Michael.
I can't be trusted with an internet.
Yeah, just be gracious. I'm usually the one that handles that. Anyway, thank you so much to everybody for listening to this episode of the Pair of Kings podcast. If you'd like to join the Discord, send us your best.
I swallowed water.
Can you
wrong.
not right now?
I swallowed water.
You always
so
do
badly.
this. Send
dying.
us any drawing of anything we talked about during this episode. And it doesn't have to be good. It can be stick figures. Just pen on paper. No Snapchat screenshot drawings and no story drawings. Has to be pen on paper. We will send you access to the Pair of Kings Discord, or you could just get access by subscribing to the Hero. Whatever you'd like. Anyway, I'm your host, Saul Thompson. You can find me on Instagram at Saul Thompson. I'm joined this week by my wonderful co-host.
I'm Michael Smith. You can find me on Instagram at Saul Thompson when he lets me use my phone.
You can find us together on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Pair of Kings Pod. Don't forget to head over to the herohero.co/PoK to subscribe for extra episodes, early access to episodes, and access to all of our wonderful exclusive giveaways. Thank you so much to Vojta and the team over at Hero Hero for powering those. Don't forget to come to the event at Commune. We're very excited to see you. I'm very excited to see you. What else? Any last thoughts before I end the episode?
Very rarely do I.
We're
have
done.
any thoughts.
Cut it here. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Pair of Kings podcast. On this episode, we talk about fashion advertising, some of the musical chairs going on currently with creative directors, and Johnny Depp stroking his shit in the middle of the Bonneville Salt Flats to sell perfume.
Surrounded by coyotes.
Yeah, surrounded by a lot of coyotes. Not in a yiffing way, more of just like those are the actual coyotes.
Yiffing.
Yeah.
I think that might be the first time yiffing has ever been said on this podcast.
It's the third, actually. Thank you so much. Here is the theme song.